That's great. How long you been unemployed? About 5 years. Young kids here tonight. Anybody with some drug problems? Anybody? Don't do drugs, kids. Do you do drugs, son? You can tell me. He doesn't hear so well. Badgers are notoriously bad at hearing things. Do you have a vice? Do you got a vice besides shorts on a 32-degree night? Do you have any other vices? You don't have any kind of vice? That's good. Don't do drugs. Young people should not do drugs. You have too much to lose. It's old people that should try them. When I'm 97, I'm going to be dropping acid every day. I get used to this. I love it when people say that. People that say that are always really drunk at a hotel pool at 10 a.m. on a Tuesday. They're like, I get used to this. It's like, you know what? It seems like you really kind of have gotten used to that. Maybe a little too used to it. You know what you've never got used to? A job. Do we have people that work here this evening? Anybody work? Yeah? What do we got back here, sir? Right there. What do you do for a living, sir?
I was a manager of a BYU.
A manager of a
BYU of copy centers.
A BYU copy center. Okay, yeah, that's unfortunate. You were about to applaud the copy center. Like, yeah, we make copies. That guy's not from here. 8 years, we don't care. Copies, that's great, man. Was that a dream of yours growing up? Being a copy guy?
Pretty much.
Pretty much? Like I said earlier, how low are your expectations? This man was applauding the survival of the flight. Sir, what about being a rock star? Did you consider that? I mean, I think every moment you can't be a rock star, when you realize that, your life is just a series of compromises. I mean, nobody's ever said, dude, the other night, we partied like copy makers. So did you take one of those machines home with you, sir? No? Okay. And do you miss it?
Oh, yeah.
You do? Just the smell of the ink in the morning? Or the fact it gets jammed up every time and you're the only guy that can fix it in the entire universe? I hate copy machines. You are a different breed, man. You're a breed apart. What do you miss about it, sir?
The kids I worked with.
Oh, the kids you worked with. Oh, that's touching. I can't make fun of that. I look like a total jerk. The guy loved children and the comedian just laid into him. All right, I'm going to let you off the hook, sir. You got a copy guy there. How about you, sir? What do you do for a living?
Sales guy.
You're a sales guy. You're not going to narrow that down for me at all. I appreciate it. That's the thing these days. Nobody really says what they do for a living in this day and age. They try to confuse you with their job descriptions, don't they? They try to make it sound very convoluted. They're like, yeah, big picture. I set up an eco-friendly infrastructure, synchronizing, synthesizing, synergizing companies and their subsidiaries, creating a bilateral platform or go-between for symbiotic product placement, orchestrating a transmutation which allows a win-win for the client, and then kind of spins it off into other co-habitual relationships for their clients. That's great. How long you been unemployed? About 5 years. Sales. You're not going to tell us what you sell. Do you just kind of go door to door? You just go, do you need something? I'm the guy to find it for you. I'm friends with a badger. What do you sell? You sell what?
Raw materials, too.
Raw materials. Okay. Still. Starting to get more of a picture, though, of what this guy's referring to, right? And again, this is what people do. They make their job sound better than it is. You know these people. I own a car wash. No, you own a hose. I'm a ballerina. You dance at a strip bar. I'm an import-export. You sell marijuana to high school kids. I sell raw materials. You sell marijuana to high school kids. I love this part of the country because you guys are so real here, you know? I live in Los Angeles. People are much more self-absorbed there. I ran into somebody the other day I hadn't seen for years. I said, "Hey man, how have you been?" And apparently what he heard me say was, "Hey man, brag about your career for an hour." Right? He started dropping names, showing me pictures of celebrities he had seen. I wonder if people have been doing this for thousands of years. I wonder if somebody 2,000 years ago is like, "Hey, dude, guess who I saw at the winemaking seminar the other day?" Jesus. Yeah, he's much smaller in real life. Yeah, check out the mural. Yeah, that's me right behind him. Nice to be back in your lovely metropolis. People are friendly here. Yeah, when our plane landed, everybody clapped. Is that normal in this part of the country? How low are your expectations? Where you were applauding your own survival? People were like, "Yeah, we did it!" Even the captain was friendly. He's like, "Have a nice trip, Chief." Called me Chief. Yeah, I don't feel like I've earned that distinction. I said, please, call me Littlefoot. I call everybody Animal because I can't remember anybody's names, you know? I was at a party recently. I forgot this guy's wife's name. I tried to play it off. You ever do that? I'm like, "Hey, man, where's your better half? Where's your significant other? Where's your lovely kimosabe? Where's your sexual cohort?" He's like, "You don't remember my wife's name, do you?" I'm like, "I don't remember your name." Hard to remember people's wives' names, you know, especially in Utah. Wow. You don't even know what to say. You're like, "Hey, man, where's your better 2/3? So I just call everybody Animal. They'll picture the animal they want to picture, and so will I. They'll picture like a dolphin or a mermaid. I'll picture like a sea barnacle. "You're an animal, sir. I can tell. What kind of animal would you be?" A what? A cougar? Wow, that's usually an answer a girl might give. It's kind of a weird front row guy right here. He's got his shorts on. It's his birthday. I'll handle this, sir. So you're kind of getting ahead of yourself right now. I know you're proud it happened another year, but yeah. First of all, he's wearing shorts, so thanks for dressing up for the show. Appreciate it. He's like, "Honey, it's Friday night. It's my birthday. Get me my fancy shorts." "You mean the one on the hanger?" "Yep. Break the glass." How did you know it was his birthday? Is this, did he talk to you about it before the show or what?
My son.
Oh, he's your son. Okay, well then you should know. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Did you think of him as a cougar? I certainly hope not. What did you think of him as?
Bear.
He's looking at him. He's like, he's gained a little weight. I'd say bear. That's what how come you had to look at him? You haven't seen him in a while? He's really grown up. Look at his legs. A lot hairier than I remember. I would say bear. What kind of bear would he be? You looked at him again. I'd say grizzly. He's gotten extra big. You'd say he'd be a grizzly bear? Okay. Wow. That's the most ferocious bear of all. You have a lot of confidence in your son on his birthday. What kind of animal would you be, man?
Badger.
A badger. Yeah, that's not what I expected. That kind of surprised me there. Most people go with lions or eagles. It's like badger, animal that no one really respects much. But if my male son, which is what male sons are usually male, if he's gonna be a cougar, I'll be a badger. I'm gonna let him off the hook. He's the one in the shorts in the middle of the show. Okay, how can we be a badger?
I don't know. You tell me.
You tell. He's like, you do the jokes, Chuckle Monkey. I came to watch a show. That's great. What do you do for a living, sir?
Computer programmer.
Oh yes, computer programmer. I could see where a badger would really make no sense at all with that answer. This is a very strange show so far. That's great. So we got a badger, we got a bear. How about you, sir? You're an animal. What kind of animal would you be?
An eagle.
An eagle. He didn't even hesitate. An eagle. I already thought about it, and that's my answer. Fly like an eagle into the sea. How come you'd be an eagle?
Because they're an awesome bird, I'd get to fly around.
Because they're an awesome bird, and you'd get to fly around. Yeah. Do you live here in town?
20 miles away.
20 miles where?
Payson.
Payson. Okay. You're just naming people now? Just like over at Payson's house. Did you just come into town for supplies or what? I love it here. You guys try to defend the bad weather, though, in this part of the country, don't you? You all say the same things. You're very defensive. I like all the seasons. When the leaves change, it's beautiful. Yeah, the leaves aren't changing, they're dying. Right? The seasons would be great if they weren't so repetitive. It's the same seasons year after year. That's why I'm excited about global warming. We're going to get some brand new seasons. Right? What a beautiful year last year. What a gorgeous sprawl. Leaves just burst into flames. Then we had the 6 months of flooding and darkness. But you know what? That's spummer. Summer's the only good season, right? In the summertime, you can have a hole in your sock. You won't even lose your toe. Right? It never gets dark at 2 in the afternoon in the summertime. Here's something you never see people doing in the summertime, which I saw today. People walking down the street just... Right? You don't lose control of your body in the summertime. People say they like spring, but it's only because they know summer's coming. Right? Spring is the meeting her for the first time and falling in love. Right? Summer's the marrying her and the honeymoon period where she can do nothing wrong. Fall is the falling asleep next to her and knowing she'll be there in the morning. Winter's the waking up alone in a cold apartment and she's stolen all your crap. But you guys must have some weird seasons here. I was driving in, I saw a wind zone on the street. A wind zone. I didn't know what to do. I'm like, whoa. Better find my chimes. Wind zone. Yeah, where I'm from, we call that outside. Look at these two lovebirds here. So young and in love. How long you two been together? 9 months. Wow, that's fantastic. Yeah, a lot of crowds would clap at that. Not this one. You guys are like, they haven't earned it yet. 9 months. Where'd you two meet? Here? Right at the comedy show? Where'd you meet?
Mutual friend.
A mutual friend. Okay, yeah. I'm not gonna like track them down or something. It's like, don't tell him a thing. He might come back. He's not from these parts. That's great. We got a couple lovebirds here. How about you two? You seem very much in love. How long you two been together? 16 years. Yeah, oh yeah. That barely beat the threshold. You guys like, should we do it? Yeah, we'll do it. I think that's worth it. That's fantastic. What's your secret, you two?
Communication.
Oh, yeah. That was, yeah. You really believe that, sir? Where'd you two meet? Where'd you, farmersonly.com? Where'd you meet? You what? You met his dad on an airplane in Australia. Oh, okay. And I mean, was his dad in the mix for a while, or what? What's going on here with you two? Is your dad sort of your liaison? He flies back and forth to Australia. I'll find you somebody. It might take a while, but I'll do it, darn it. What was your dad doing? He met her and said he thought that you would fall in love with her. Your dad is a great matchmaker. Yeah, that's amazing. How did he convince you to meet him?
He just said that he likes to travel, and I'm Canadian, and so I was in Australia back
Okay, this is getting to be a long story. It is a live show right now. She's like, and then when I was 7, I realized... Well, that's fantastic. You two love birds. Marriage makes a lot of sense, kids. It does. I mean, you know, the older you get, the more terrible, tragic things happen. And it's just very comforting to have somebody around next to you to blame. And plus, the older you get, the harder it is to make new friends. And the harder it is to find someone that wants to be intimate with you. So marriage, really, is bundling. Right? Right? The friendship is the cable package. The intimacy is the high-speed internet. Right? And the monogamy, you know, that's the landline. You're not really sure you want it, but it's probably for the best. Wow, thank you. Oh, wow, thank you. I feel like that joke went via satellite to some of the chairs. Plus, the older you get, the more, you know, you don't look as great anymore. I mean, after the age of 25, you're never going to look as good again, you know? It's true. I avoid my reflection in lakes, mirrors, sunglasses, and the disappointment in the eyes of whoever's looking at me. You know? My friends are delusional about their looks. They often say to me things like, I'm not very photogenic. I don't take good pictures. I think if you consistently don't like the pictures you're getting back, you may not be a very attractive creature. Try this. Check yourself out in the mirror. Does it look about the same? Perhaps you're ugly. Or maybe you're not mirrorgenic, you know? These same people, I don't test well. Maybe you're stupid. I'm not book smart. Learn to read. I'm big boned. Yes, but those bones are covered with gristle. Here's my least favorite phrase. You should smile more. Maybe I smile when you're not around. It takes more muscles in the face to frown than it does to smile. How many muscles would it take for you to shut your beak? I'm a good listener when you're not talking. I'm easygoing. You sprinkle Xanax on your Fruit Loops. You're stoned. My least favorite thing is when people go, you look tired. Yeah, that's such a veiled insult, isn't it? Here's what I always say. I always go, I love your cankles. It's perfect, because the cankles are like the fatty thing above someone's foot. But a lot of people don't know that, so they'll go home and they'll Google it, and 2 or 3 hours later, their feelings will be hurt. And you'll be long gone. Marriage makes sense. Kids make sense, you know? No one regrets having kids. Anybody with kids here this evening? I don't think people have children. Wait, people with children? We know he's got the grizzly. How many do you have, sir? 5 kids. Yeah, that seems like an abundance. Yeah. Is this the mom right here? Yes. Which one's your favorite? The youngest. Yeah, that's very rare for this portion of the show. Most women are like, I love all my children the same. She's like, just the youngest. We kept trying until we got it right. This is the weirdest crowd ever, guys. I don't know how you guys are feeling about me so far. I'm definitely going to tell my friends about you. You just are not very predictable. Most people, 5 kids, she's like into it. So the first 4, what's wrong with them? Nothing. You just thought, but how come you love the latest one the most?
No, it's more of a joke in our family, because all of the rest of my kids say that she's the favorite.
Oh, they say she's the favorite, and so you're just kind of saying it now so that it can be broadcast somewhere. So that your other 4 kids will feel insecure for the rest of their life. Yeah, they're all gonna be in therapy once this thing airs. And you will too at some point. But Grizzly, come on. Anyway, that's great. So 5 kids, that's fantastic. And you know, you always find the silver lining no matter how bad your kids are, right? I'm sure there's like a parent of a serial killer out there somewhere that's like, you know what, Bob killed a few people, but he makes a great banana nut bread. My wife and I just had a baby. Oh, thank you. Thank you. It was really more her than me, although I did get in the spirit of things. I had an epidural, and my wife wanted to know the sex of the baby before it was born. They could do that now. I don't want to know, even after it was born. I don't want to know. Who am I, the Olympic Committee? I don't want to pry into its personal life, right? I figured whatever sex it was, I was going to raise it as a boy. And we don't have health insurance. I don't. So we had our baby at the vet, and it's a mammal. I don't know what I was thinking. I helped create 2 people my wife loves significantly more than me. Brought them inside my home as competition. I have the 3rd priority in my own house. 4th if there's chocolate around. And it's pandemonium. The other day my wife walked in, she's like, both babies are crying. Didn't you hear them? I didn't know what to say. If I heard them, I'm lazy. If I didn't hear them, I'm oblivious. So I said, what babies? And the kids aren't going to remember any of this anyway, right? No one remembers anything before the age of 5, right? That's why I'm not going to lift a finger to help my wife for 5 years. Yeah, I'm going to let her burn herself out. About year 5, I'm going to swoop in, rested and ready. Super Dad! And then they will love me more than her. Because it's an 18-year marathon and my wife is sprinting from the starting line. I'm going to pace myself. When I do take the kids, I always make sure I do something wrong so my wife doesn't trust me to take them too often. Yeah, she'll come home, one of their diapers will be on backwards, or maybe one of them will have like a drink ticket from the horse track. I'm coaching my 5-year-old nephew's t-ball team. And it's fun, it's great. I'm the head coach. I make all these inspirational speeches before the games, get these kids all riled up. And I use old movie quotes, because they've never seen movies before. I'm like, gather up, kids. There's a lot of glory to be had on that field. You just got to reach out with 2 fists and grab it. It's not the size of the man, it's the size of the heart that beats within the man. Do or do not. There is no try. Look at those kids over there. They can't handle the truth. I pity the fool that tries to beat us today. Nobody, and I mean nobody, puts baby in a corner. Once you go out there and live off the land, do what it takes to survive, eat things that'll make a billy goat puke. Wax on, wax off, sweep the leg, use the jab, shoot the glass. Say hello with your little friend. Because they may take our lives, but they will never take our freedom! We've lost every game. Wonderful to be with you guys here tonight, you know? I'm very frazzled. It's just good for me to be away from my family for a little while and hanging out with you, you know? My wife and I are very frazzled. My hair's starting to fall out. And my wife always has one breast hanging out of her shirt, just, you know, just so everything's on tap there. It's kind of beautiful, really. It's like living with a Picasso. But we argue more than we used to. My friend called, he's like, dude, my wife's giving me the silent treatment. I'm thinking, I wish my wife knew about the silent treatment. That'd be sweet. You know, and usually when we argue, it's just because she's too hot or too hungry. You know, I think that's why most couples argue, so I don't even engage her anymore. I just turn down the thermostat, give her a chicken leg. I'm just more romantic than she is. She's very practical. The other day, I said to her, You would be the first thing I would grab in a fire. And she goes, I would hope the first thing you'd grab would be a fire extinguisher. We argue more than we used to. And why do we say things to people we love we wouldn't say to strangers? I mean, people you love, they've earned your respect. You should be nicest to them, right? The other day we were arguing out of the blue. My wife goes, enough! Enough! Ooh. Ooh. Enough! Ooh. Enough! Enough! My wife's a Muppet, and but you wouldn't say that kind of thing to a stranger, would you? You wouldn't be at a coffee shop. Can I top you off, sir? Enough! Ooh. So that's my message to you beautiful people here tonight. Don't hurt the ones you love. Hurt the ones you'll never have to see again. Reach out and say something cruel to a stranger. I think it should be legal just once a year to punch a stranger in the face. Wouldn't that be great? The police would come and like, I've got my punch card right here. And see it's still valid. But this guy's dead. Well, there's 10 of us. And we all have cards. This crowd is so young, though. What a beautiful looking people. This is a beautiful crowd here this evening. I can tell there's no one super old in the crowd tonight, because you can tell how old people are by the amount of Band-Aids they have on their forehead. You know, if you're like 90 years old, you always have at least one Band-Aid on your forehead. But if you're over 100, you will always have at least 2 Band-Aids on your forehead. One of them's not even covering anything. You just got it in a hug with another 100-year-old. It just switched foreheads. I'm getting older. Who's older than they used to be? Anybody? I'm getting older. My back's starting to hurt. The other day, my back made a noise I had never heard it make before. I got out of bed. It sounded like this. No. My wife threw me a surprise party. Here's a tip. If someone's going to throw you a surprise party, make sure everybody yells, surprise. Yeah, nobody yelled it. I thought I had stumbled into my own intervention. I'm interested in finding out what Swiss Family Robinson does back here with a beard. How you doing, sir? Got a long beard. Are you a lumberjack, or do you work as a captain on a ship? Really? Again, very strange crowd. It's like, actually, you got it right. You read my mind. Yeah, what do you do?
Stay-at-home dad.
A stay-at-home dad. Okay, yeah, okay. Another guy I really can't possibly make fun of. But here I go. How many kids do you have? 3. They got 5.
They win.
You need. It's like comedy karaoke night now. It's like they win. I'm gonna give it to them. How old are they, sir?
4, 6, and 8.
Okay. Oh yeah. You got your hands full. Yeah, that's good. And so the beard, was that there before? Or are you just trying to do like a Mr. Mom thing? You're just like, I'm gonna let myself go. Be the grizzly dad. Stand on the porch. I got 3 kids, 3 chickens inside. Yeah, don't cross that threshold. Look at this beard. Took me 2 days to grow. How long did it take you to grow that beard?
4 months.
Oh yeah, that's not bad. Yeah. And was it inspired by being the stay-at-home dad?
It was inspired by striking fear that hearts the boys that like my daughters.
Oh. Do you have a pitchfork, sir? Sir, I don't think you have to worry about that too early, but I think you're a good dad. You're getting out ahead of the problem. He's probably right when they were born, he's like, I'm growing a beard. Not gonna let this happen in my house. What a weird crowd this has been. That's great. Got the home care guy. One more. I'm just trying to get to know you guys a little bit. One more. Man in the red. Man in red. Do you live here in town?
No.
Wow. I think the crowd, having answered that way, the crowd seems kind of thankful. He's like, no. I am Mr. Magoo. How come he said it that way?
I live in Taylorsville.
Taylorsville. What do you do out there in Taylorsville, sir?
Take care of my wife.
I mean, what am I going to do with you people? If there was some way I could just trade out this crowd right now. I mean, you guys are just so difficult. How can I make fun of that? You take care of your wife. I mean, I look like a total jerk making fun of you. Everybody seems to have come with some nice answer to every question. Yeah, how can you just take care of her? Did you work before?
Yes.
Yeah, what'd you do?
I keep my kids in the dark.
Yeah, this is very mysterious. Again, this is very rare for this portion of the show. Usually I just ask someone a question, they give me an answer, but you know, with this crowd, it's kind of par for the course. He says, I'm just not going to tell you, and I've never told my daughter either. And my wife doesn't know, and the government, they don't really like it. See, people try to just lie about their jobs, don't they? They try to make their jobs. Wait, come on, you can hint at it. Are you a spy? I mean, you're He looked at her like, can I tell him? You guys international spies together? Come on, I'm not going to make fun of you. That's not what I do. Can you just give us a hint?
I'm going to have to grow a beard now.
You're going to grow a beard. Okay, he's not going to tell us. That's okay. I don't like telling people what I do for a living either, sir. People ask, I just say I'm in the Blue Man Group. Pretty hard to disprove. I'm trying to watch my weight. I'm on a special diet. Turns out I'm allergic to gluten-free food. And it's not easy killing free-range gluten in the wild. You got to club them to death. Any hunters here with us tonight? Any hunters? You got a... Over here, what do you hunt, sir? Everything. Wow, that would make you a very dangerous person. So I'd be very careful. What can you narrow that down for us? Elk. Okay, yeah. Where do those run wild? The mountains. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I thought they were on tropical islands mainly. He's like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. That's great. Yeah. And how many elk have you killed this year? Zero. How come?
Not very good, I guess.
You're not good. Well, have you seen an elk?
Yeah, a lot.
Oh, you've seen a lot? He's like, I wouldn't have admitted that in front of this group. Like, I haven't even seen one. He's like, yeah, I see them all the time. They actually come right in front of me and mock me. They're like... So you've seen them. Were you not... What happened out there, sir?
I hunt with a bow.
You hunt with a bow. Okay. Did you just not get the string connected to the arrow? Then they just ran you right over? But you know, when we started this conversation, what else do you hunt?
Ducks, geese, rabbits.
Rabbits. Let's talk about that for a second. That doesn't seem very impressive. I mean, how proud can you be of a rabbit? You strap those to your hood afterwards? Just stick them in your glove compartment. You kill rabbits? With a bow? No. You don't use the bow on the rabbits. A shotgun, yeah, because with a rabbit, you need the heavy artillery. You want to make sure. You know, an injured rabbit coming after your family. Daddy, the injured rabbit's back and he's angry. You should have used the shotgun or the bow. And elk's at the door, too. Well, what do you do with the rabbits after you kill them? You eat them. Okay, yeah, that's That doesn't sound good. And how many rabbits have you killed this year?
Oh, you?
A few, so maybe you're better with the shotgun. Maybe you should start using the shotgun on the elk, because those are bigger, right? You thinking about that?
Against the law.
It's against the law. Oh, where is this? Huh? Here. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Well, that shoots that whole theory down. Guys, this is such a weird crowd. I'm gonna try to say this as nicely as possible, guys. Never be a crowd again. Call each other. Don't all come on the same night. It's a toxic mix of people. I didn't think I'd be getting into the fine-tuned details of hunting elk in this region, but he told me, he's like, you don't know what you're talking about. You can't do that. You can only use a shotgun on rabbit. So, have you ever killed an elk?
No.
No. Oh. So we've gone from, I don't know if you guys want to bring it back a second here. If you want to read the transcript, or I can just tell it to you. I said, does anyone hunt? He said, I hunt everything that moves. I said, what do you hunt? He said, elk. Now we find out he's never killed an elk. I guess in that case tonight, we are all elk hunters. Thanks for coming, man. Wish I had a time machine when they asked me to do this show. You want to do the Friday Late Show? I don't know, maybe not. Might be some crazy people in the crowd. What a wonderful group this is. I had an interesting year, you know? Went snowboarding up in your mountains. That was fun. I love snowboarding. I love the lingo. The snowboarders are out there, they're out there shredding, getting gnarly. They'll yell things at you and you don't know what they're saying. You know, this guy yelled at me, he's like, nice still fish, dude, nice still fish. I'm like, gnarly torque feather to you. The other guy's like, awesome crab cakes, excellent bean dip. They're very poetic. This guy came up to me in the forest. He's like, to shred or not to shred? That is the question. Whether 'tis gnarlier in the pipe to sever the slings and arrows of outriches fortune by ripping an old school alley-oop gym-bucking rail slide. Or to take arms against a sea of troubles by ripping a fat, grassy, revered half-carve. Aye! There's the rub, my gnarly, big-panted cousin. I didn't hesitate. I said, 2 half-pipes diverge in a wood. And I took the pipe less traveled by. It was just a fun year. I went to my first Notre Dame football game this year. Yeah? Any football fans here? It was fun. But there was this old lady sitting behind us singing the entire game. Every time the band would play, she'd pipe up. 90-year-old woman just driving us crazy the entire game. The entire game, she's driving us crazy. It's been like 6 months. I still can't sleep anymore. I wake up middle of the night. She's hovered above me with a pom-pom. So I thought I'd bring the sickness to you people here tonight. You don't remember a word I say. Hopefully, elk hunter will wake up in the middle of the night. I've always wanted to sing the national anthem at a major sporting event. Wouldn't that be great? You get out in the middle of the field, and hundreds and thousands of people are watching. It's like, oh, say, can you see? Another free and the home of life. You guys have been so much fun. I just got the light. It means I'm supposed to get off stage soon. And Yeah, I know. Usually when I see the light, that's how I feel. Usually I'm really disappointed. Tonight when I saw that light, I felt like a coal miner that had been trapped underground. A shaft of light broke through. I knew I was going to survive. Looks like we made it. I'm giving you a hard time. You guys were the best crowd we had here tonight, and I'll never forget you guys. I hope I didn't dominate too much of the conversation, but I sure enjoyed meeting you. I mean, I will admit there were times during the show that the whole thing felt like one big cruel practical joke. I really felt like you guys are just paid actors from Hollywood, and you met in line and before the show, and some director got you together and had a meeting. He's like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. When the comedian comes on stage and asks you questions, give him some of the strangest possible answers you can think of. If he asks where you're from, name a bunch of places he's never heard of that don't exist. Just name a friend of yours and then put a "ville" on the end. He won't know the difference. If he asks what kind of animal you'd like to be, say, my son, it's his birthday. And I would say he looks like a grizzly. He asks what kind of animal you'd like to be, say badger. Since the comedian doesn't have any jokes about that. If he asks what you do for a living, don't make up jobs he can make fun of. Be as vague as possible. Say sales. But don't tell him what you sell. Or say you're retired, but you used to love your job in the copy industry, working with kids. No comedian could possibly make fun of that. That'll stop him at the pass. If you ask how many kids you have, say 5, but you only love one of them. That'll depress the heck out of everybody. If he says you've been dating for a while, 9 months, make sure nobody claps in the crowd. That's what any normal group would do. Let's keep him guessing every step of the way. If he asks what you do for a living, say if you told him you'd have to kill him. And even your children have never been told. That'll bring the show to a grinding halt. Last but not least, if he asks what you hunt, go ahead and say everything that moves. Then claim you kill elk with a bow. When he asks me how many you've killed, say 0. You mainly live on rabbits, which you kill with shotgun. If we play our cards right, we will drive this guy out of the business. He will never do comedy again. Break.